Hello everyone, welcome back to the second part of this video tutorial on regression analysis. So in first part we have already explained the concept of regression. Okay, I have already explained you the regression equation in case of simple regression as well as in case of multiple regression. Okay, so in this video tutorial we will see how we can apply regression in SPSS. Okay, so I'm just taking the example as you can see on your screen. This is a data set. Okay, a data set is very simple. This data set is having two variable. One is return on asset, that is ROA, and second is growth rate. Okay, so before we actually start regression analysis, I just want to make you understand with the research objective also. Okay, so in this study, a company wants to know how growth rate is impacting the profitability. That means company want to assess the impact of growth rate on return on assets. So in this case, growth rate is your independent variable and return on asset is a dependent variable. That means value of return on asset is dependent upon value of growth rate. That means if the value of growth, if the growth rate will change, definitely the value of return on asset will also change. So now we want to test whether growth is having any impact on profitability or not, whether this impact is positive or negative. So simply we want to study the relationship between dependent and independent variables, so we can simply apply regression here. Okay, so how we can apply regression in SPSS? It is very simple. For applying regression in SPSS, just you need to click on analyze, then select regression and select linear regression, because we are doing a linear regression. Okay, so I am repeating it once again for your understanding. Just click on analyze, go to regression and select linear. Once you click on linear, this dialog box will appear. Okay, this is a default dialog box of regression analysis. Okay, so if you can see on the right hand side, there are two boxes. One is here which is dependent and second is here which is independent. So before we actually apply regression, we need to transfer the dependent variable into dependent box and independent variable into independent box. For that we need to know which variable is dependent and which variable is independent. We know that return on asset is dependent variable because we want to test the impact of growth rate on return on asset. So in this case, return on asset is dependent variable and growth rate is independent variable. So I'll just transfer this return on asset into the dependent box and growth rate into the independent box. So just click on ROA, select ROA, and with the help of this arrow you can transfer this ROA into the dependent box. Okay, similarly select this growth, and with the help of this arrow you can transfer it to the independent. Okay, now as you can see here, methods, there are multiple methods of performing regression. One is enter method, stepwise, remove method, backward, forward method, but in this case we will be using enter method. So it is by default selected, so you need not to change anything. Okay, so now I just want to explain you few of these options, few of these tabs. This is a tab for statistics. So if you want to know the statistics, you can click on this. Although all the desired statistics is already tick, we need model fitness, we need estimate, both are already selected, so we need not to change anything. You just need to click on OK. Once you click on OK, then result will appear. Okay, this is the output sheet of SPSS. All the results are with us. So now we will see how this result can be interpreted. Okay, what exactly this result mean to us. So we will see one by one. So these are multiple tables. Actually the result, if you can see the result, there are four different tables. One is variable entered or removed table, second is your model summary table, third is your ANOVA table, and the last is your coefficient table. Okay, So we will see one by one what these table explain, what is the concept of all these table, which table to read for the analysis purpose. Okay, so let's see one by one, step by step we will see. First is your variable enter and remove table. This table has nothing to do with the interpretation. It is just a basic table which explain you out of all variable which variable is dependent and which variable is independent and what method you have used for regression. So it is simply saying whatever variable is in the table, that variable is independent, and below the table is dependent variable. That means you can simply see, in this case dependent variable is ROA, independent variable is growth, and this is the method we have used, enter method. Okay, so this is all about the interpretation of first table. You need not to write the interpretation because we already know that dependent variable is ROA and independent variable is growth. Okay, now from the second table onward, these tables are important. First most important table is your model summary table. Okay, this model summary table actually explain you that how much variance can be explained in dependent variable by your model. That means whatever model you have formed for regression, this model, how much variance this model can explain in your dependent variable. That means how much in percentage variance in return on asset can be explained with the help of the independent variable, which is growth. That means how much growth is contributing in terms of return on assets. Okay, so how we will determine this? Simply you need to check this R square. So for this purpose we will see R square. The value of R square will tell you how much variance in dependent variable can be explained with this model. Okay, so we have included only one independent variable in this model, so R square will tell you how much variation in dependent variable can be explained by your model. Okay, that means simply by with the help of this sales growth, how much variation in return on asset can be explained. Remember one thing, higher the variance explained, better your model. That means higher the value of R square, better your model will be. That means your prediction will be more accurate if the R square is higher. Okay, so we can see that in this case value of R square is 0.667, which says that this model can explain up to 66.7% variance. Simply I have just converted this decimal into percentage, so 0.667 into 100, so it will result in 66.7%. so we can say from the model summary table that 66.7% variance in the return on asset can be explained by the value of sales growth. Okay, so now, so if we see this R square, we can say model is good, it is explaining sufficient variation. Simply anything in excess of 35 or 40% can be acceptable. Okay, now second table, this is the ANOVA table, which explain you whether your model is statistically well fitted or not. Although this model is explaining 66.7% variance, but we need to check whether this with the model which we have fitted, whether it is statistically well fitted or not. So for that purpose this ANOVA table will be used. You need not to bother much about this ANOVA table. Simply, as you can see in case of one-way ANOVA, similar interpretation will be here also. So what you need to check, you need to check this significance value. Remember the thumb rule, if this significance value of ANOVA is less than 0.05, that we can say, then we can say that model is statistically also well fitted. If the value of this significance is greater than 0.05, then we can conclude that model is not statistically well fitted, and we cannot proceed with the further analysis from a model which is not statistically well fitted. So to proceed with the regression analysis, we need to check this also. Okay, so as in our case, the significance is 0.000, which is quite less than 0.05. So we can say that our model is well fitted. Okay, so now come to the last table. This is the most important table, which is that is coefficient table. Okay, so this table actually explain you whether sales growth is having any impact on ROA or not. So far by above two tables we have just determined the goodness of the model, but actually how sales growth is impacting return on asset, that will be determined by with the help of this coefficient table. That will be determined with the help of this coefficient table. Now there are two rows in this table, coefficient table. One is constant, second is growth, if you can see. So simple, just remember this constant, this is the value of b. If you remember the regression equation, that was y equals to a plus bx plus e, that is error, or simply we can say regression equation is y equals to a plus bx. Okay, so here the value of b, this is the value of b, and this is the value of a. So the constant is the value of a, and b is the coefficient of a particular variable. That means b is the coefficient of this growth. Our independent variable is growth, so this is the value of b. That means coefficient of independent variable. To judge or to check whether independent variable is having any impact on dependent variable, we need to check this coefficient of independent variable. We just need to check the coefficient of independent variable. That means we will see the value of this unstandardized coefficient of growth. So in this case the value is positive, it is 1.333. that if you can see in the table, the value is 1.333, and which is also positive. That we can say growth is having a positive impact on dependent variable. But before we finally conclude this, we also need to check whether this impact is statistically significant or not. Okay, so the sign of this unstandardized coefficient will determine the direction of relationship. If this sign is positive, that means relationship is direct or positive. That means if one variable will increase, a second will also increase. Okay, if there is a minus sign in this coefficient, then the relationship will be inverse. That means indirect relationship. Simply it means when one variable will increase, the other will tend to decrease. Okay, so in this case the beta coefficient is positive. That means the relationship, the impact of growth rate is on your ROA is positive. Okay, but we need to check whether this impact is also statistically significant or not. So how we can determine that? Simple, just look at the corresponding significance value of your coefficient. Okay, we are looking for growth, we are looking for the impact of growth. So first we will check the coefficient of growth, it will tell you the direction of relationship, and second we will check the significance value of this coefficient. The thumb rule is again same. If this value, if the significance value is more than 0.05, then we can say there is no significant impact of this variable on dependent variable. But if the value of this significance, if the significance value is less than 0.05, I am repeating it again, if the significance value is less than 0.05, then we will conclude that independent variable is having a significant impact on dependent variable. Okay, then we can conclude. So by looking at the value of this table, we can conclude that growth rate is having a positive impact upon the sales, and this impact is also statistically significant. Okay, so this is the interpretation of regression. Suppose, just for example, suppose if this significance is higher than 0.05, then we will conclude that growth rate is not having any significant impact on return on asset. That means return on asset cannot be predicted with the help of growth rate. Okay, so this is all about this regression analysis. I hope